Wake up to reality.
Do you want to live like a king? A man who commands respect? Who is untouchable, unshaken by the chaos of the world? Or are you content being a slave to your emotions, ruled by your desires, bending to the whims of those around you? Today we're talking about the 9 things smart men should never do with women. And I'm not just talking about avoiding simple mistakes. No, I'm talking about behaviors that will destroy your value, steal your time, and ruin your life. Don't believe me? Stay tuned if you dare. Before we get into the specifics, understand this. Stoicism isn't just about what you do. It's about what you don't do. Your actions, your choices, they're the keys to your kingdom. One mistake with women can strip you of that power. So what should a wise man avoid at all costs? 1. Chasing validation over purpose. The first deadly sin, chasing validation from women. You want attention, you want praise, and it feels good. But here's the truth. Seeking constant approval is the path of a weak man. Why? Because it makes you dependent. You're no longer a man on a mission. You're a man who exists for someone else's approval. And this, my friend, is how you lose yourself. A wise man knows he's on his own journey. His validation comes from within. It doesn't come from external praise or the smile of a woman. Stay tuned, because if you're making this mistake, you're already weak, and you don't even know it. 2. Letting emotions control you. Emotions, they're like a storm in the ocean. The winds can rage, the waves can crash. But if you don't control the ship, you will sink. What is the first thing most men do when dealing with a woman? They let their emotions get the best of them. Anger, jealousy, frustration, all reactions that come from weakness. A stoic man, a smart man, he doesn't get flustered. He doesn't let his emotions dictate his next move. Instead, he holds his ground and remains calm, because he knows that when you lose control, you lose everything. 3. Falling into the trap of people-pleasing. Ever seen those guys who will agree to anything just to make her happy? It's pathetic. But here's the thing. It's not just about pleasing her. It's about losing yourself. You want to be liked. You want to be loved. But the moment you start abandoning your own principles to please someone else, you stop being a man. You become a puppet on a string. And no woman respects a puppet. We've talked about how emotions can destroy you. We've talked about how weakness can betray you. But here's the truth. In the game with women, there are even darker forces at play. Forces that can destroy your value completely if you let them. 4. Over-compromising your boundaries. Smart men know their limits. They understand that a boundary isn't just a line, it's a fortress. But most men, they have no boundaries. They let women walk all over them because they don't want to risk conflict. Here's the cold reality. If you compromise your boundaries for anyone, you'll lose the very essence of who you are. The wise man doesn't bend. He enforces. And in this world, that's how you win. 5. Letting your desire define you desire. It's natural, but it can also be your greatest enemy. When you're consumed by desire, your mind becomes clouded. You stop thinking logically. And the moment your desires define you, you lose all control. Cut to a stoic warrior, standing tall, eyes focused on the horizon. A wise man knows this. Desire is a tool, not a master. Use it, or it will use you. 6. Acting from insecurity. Insecurity, it's the silent killer. You try too hard, you show off, you act out of need. And what happens? You look desperate. The most attractive men are those who are secure in themselves. They don't need approval. They don't need validation. And that's what makes them irresistible. Security in who you are is the ultimate weapon. Now we've uncovered some of the deadly sins. But there's one more thing every man must understand. before he enters the battlefield with women. If you don't get this last lesson, well, you might as well throw in the towel. 7. Playing games. Games, manipulations, drama. This is the playground of weak men. A Stoic man doesn't play games. He plays the long game. And that means being authentic. If you're trying to outsmart, outmaneuver, or manipulate her, you're already losing. 8. Giving away your time. Time. It's the one thing you can never get back. And yet so many men waste it chasing after approval, wasting their precious hours on someone who doesn't respect their value. Don't be that man. Your time is worth more than gold. 9. Fearing rejection. And lastly, fear. The fear of rejection. It paralyzes men. They're terrified of hearing the word no. But here's the cold truth. Every man who's ever achieved greatness has faced rejection, and he didn't let it stop him. Remember this, wise man. Your value doesn't come from others. It comes from what you choose to tolerate, what you choose to accept, and what you choose to never do. So if you've been guilty of any of these mistakes, it's time to make a choice. Time to fix it, and time to live like a king. If you're ready to take control of your life and unlock the true power of Stoicism, hit that like button, subscribe, and stay on this path. The road to mastery is just beginning. We have shifted the mindset of thousands, making them irresistible and damn strong. It feels like you are the next one. See you in the next video.